You know, when you're doing your thing, you're on the right track, and then the enemy comes and tries to pull a fast one on you. That is what Nehemiah went through in Nehemiah chapter 6. Chapter 6 starts out with Nehemiah. This is Nehemiah telling the tale. The rest of our enemies had heard that I had rebuilt the wall and that no gap was left in it, though at that time I had not installed the doors to the city gates. And they basically said, hey, let's meet up. We're not going to plan anything. We just want to talk. But Nehemiah's like, no. I know what you're doing. And he replied, I am doing important work and cannot come down. He kept his focus on what the Lord was having him do. And I kind of like it because Nehemiah got sassy. He said, why should the work cease while I leave it and go down to you? Like, who are you? Thanks. Verse 4 says, 4 times they sent me the proposal and I gave them the same reply. So then enemies get a little petty. The 5th time, there was an open letter, meaning like anybody could read it, basically spreading a bunch of lies about Nehemiah, trying to go after his reputation. But verse 8 says, then I replied to him, there is nothing to these rumors you are spreading. You are inventing them in your own mind. Very politely, I feel like Nehemiah was like, well, you're a liar and I'm not going to believe anything. And I'm too busy doing what I'm doing to worry about the gossip. But then he finishes verse 9 with, but now, my God, strengthen my hands. He calls upon the Lord, he prays. And this happens a lot throughout Nehemiah. Nehemiah really embodies the pray without ceasing. He always has these little prayers throughout the book. So then enemies try to trick him again. They try to trick Nehemiah into going into the temple because if you are not a priest, you couldn't go into the temple. Basically, they were like, hey, someone's out to get you. Let's go hide in the temple. It's the safest place. But Nehemiah said, should a man like me run away? How can someone like me enter the temple and live? I will not go. I'm telling you this, if the enemy can't get you to stop working for God, he will go after your reputation. Say it again for the people in the back. If the enemy can't get you to stop working for God, he will go after your reputation. And then another prayer in verse 14, he starts off with, my God. And chapter 6 finishes with Nehemiah being like, I did it. The Lord did it. We did it. They finished the wall in 52 days. And verse 15, or the end of verse 16 rather, this is, for they realized that this task had been accomplished by our God. So when their enemy heard this, all the surrounding nations were intimidated and lost their confidence. Now, do we think that all of this drama is done? I'm going to say no, but we will have to continue in chapter 7.